And Nicole, let's just start with that. It's not always about the biggest things. It could be each and every single day, little moments that we could really treasure.
Yes, that is my intentions when I share with my students about gratitude. We all have heard, be grateful, have a gratitude practice, be grateful for what you have. But that, I think, now has become almost a little bit too cliche for us, and we're kind of missing gratitude completely. And so through my own gratitude practices over the last 7 years, I started to share with my students, let's start to see gratitude as the definition of seeing all the little tiny things in your life and in your day with love. So that makes us start to think about reflection. And that's when we start to really look into feeling that gratitude.
And so let's just kind of go over that. So when we're thinking about these little moments, it doesn't have to be anything big. It could be someone bought you a coffee in line in front of you. It could be something like your children were well behaved and gave you extra hugs today.
Yes, exactly. My gratitude practice over the years evolved with doing this before I would go to sleep. I had a little journal on my nightstand. I'd write the affirmation I am grateful for. But by the time it was 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, I was kind of worn out from my day. And I don't even really remember at the time what would happen in my day. And this practice helped me start to reflect from the moment I woke up. Maybe I said, oh, I woke up feeling rested. Or my colleague brought me a cup of coffee. I got to work effortlessly. My auto start made my car all nice and warm. I had a good lunch. I had more time between errands. I had a successful meeting at work. I made it to the gym. And I started to really look at those tiny, tiny little things. And then, of course, you have that moment of, well, wow, I'm grateful for my significant other, my family, that I have a roof over my head, my dog, those bigger things. But it's the little things to really stop and reflect. And usually I would do it at night, but also, the practice of being mindful, we all have a lot of moving pieces in our days. And so you might be able to even try doing this where if you get to work, you have a moment in your car with, oh, the traffic was much better. Or, oh, my husband gave me a cup of coffee before I left. Or, wow, that donut I got was super tasty.
I agree with that. It is always those little moments that can really spark some joy in that time, but then we forget to kind of let that soak in and focus on that feeling that it's giving us. And that's kind of what you're talking about doing, is just remembering that moment of joy that we had throughout the day.
Yeah, it's really saying that those little things, when we start to focus on those little things that are working, we start to feel more connected to ourselves, and we start to shift, in a sense, our vibration, and we shift our perspective. And we know that the more we think about what's working, the more things start working. So when we focus on, rising, feeling good, the rest of the day goes better. And that's just kind of those natural, general kind of laws. And we know even at a time, like the holidays, it's kind of just a point where we start to focus on what's not working. We were just talking about, the turkey's dry, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, this didn't work out and this didn't work out. And so now it's about stopping and saying, hey, what's working? What's working in my day? I also call this the hashtag wins practice. What are the wins in your day? So after the season of gratitude, if you're like, I don't really connect with the word grateful after November, then it's your wins. What's your wins list? What are those things that you're winning at?
I really like, too, that what you usually do on a day-to-day basis is you have this collection of practices, Nicole, that you really help people kind of guide them in looking at themselves, doing a lot of reflection. And also you gave us tools to help kind of navigate where we want to be, where we see ourselves going, help us kind of guide us through that. So let's talk about one of the practices that you have for us that will help us kind of focus on these little moments of gratitude. Because some of us might say, okay, I can maybe think of 2 things that happened today that I could be grateful for, but it really is about changing that mindset.
Yes, and so to be funny, we're going to talk about the F word, but the F word is actually forgive. So hopefully, if you haven't smiled for your day, you're smiling now because put the F word in your pocket, put forgive. Practicing forgiving is a foundational practice for me on a daily basis. And when I speak of that, I'm speaking of the affirmation, I forgive and release. The word forgive has the word give in it. And that's really important to start separating it and seeing it as two separate words. It does mean to give love, or give gratitude, or give peace, or give calm, give faith away into whatever it is that you're carrying. So I know for myself and for others, when it's hard to focus on those little moments that are working, or if it feels just very challenging to smile today or to feel that gratitude, I invite you to clear some space. So using the practice, I forgive and release, and then fill in the blank with whatever is heavy that you're carrying. It could be past memories. It could be anxiety about gathering with a bunch of people after, the last couple of years of things looking so different. It could be grief or a loss. It could be just feeling not feeling so great today. Those are areas that when you meet them with I forgive and release, it's going to help you move from feeling kind of stuck and blocked to that of feeling more open. And when you feel more open, that's when whatever it is that you do most need, whether it's patience or peace or a deep breath, or just feeling connection, those start to come in. It's not an easy thing to do.
We've practiced this before together, Nicole, and I have to say it really does it almost feels like a little bit of a weight off of your shoulders or even off of your chest almost, because you kind of feel like you can just breathe a little bit deeper, a little bit better when you do say this. And I know sometimes people say like, oh, I don't feel comfortable saying it out loud, but even if you just practice it in your head, maybe it's, something you accidentally snapped at your kids and you said something kind of mean to them and reacted kind of too quickly. It could be even something you did or maybe something someone else did that you didn't agree with.
Exactly. So when you're washing the dishes this evening and you're just a little bit spent from maybe all the holiday festivities and all the family and all the things, practice washing those dishes or putting them in the dishwasher, saying the words, I forgive and release the day. I forgive and release my family. I forgive and release myself. When we say forgive in this practice, what I'm saying is that you're choosing today to give love away into it so that you can have whatever it is that you need for your day. We're not talking about the bigger practice of forgiveness of you needing to forgive absolutely everything that has taken place in your family line. We're just talking about saying, hey, today, give love away in so that you can feel differently today. You can feel whatever it is that you need today. So just keep that in mind. And when we also say I forgive and release, we're also saying that whatever you are forgiving, we're not saying that it doesn't matter. We're saying that it actually matters so much that what you feel today, your emotions, your thoughts, your memories, they're important. Let's give love away into them and just watch how it shifts.
And I think that's something that we wanted to pinpoint too, is saying that you're choosing love over some of the other things we usually try to focus on. And we can't help it. Sometimes our brain just kind of goes down those spirals. It's easier to kind of focus sometimes on the wrong things rather than choosing love to make us move forward.
Yeah, and so if where it's like, hey, forgive is just feeling a little awkward. I like what she's saying, but that's hard right now for me. Just say in this moment, if something's taking place, you can say, I'm going to choose love. My little nephew was saying last night, choose love. And with that being said, when you focus on choosing love, watch where hearts begin to show up. My significant other sent me a little picture of a piece of donut frosting that was in the shape of a heart. When you go on a walk this evening, look around for leaves and see if you see them in heart shapes. It's interesting. I had a chicken nugget a few nights ago actually be in the shape of a heart. So it's really about keeping your eyes open for those little moments, or focus on, what is working today, and just soften where you can with the other things that feel heavy. And like you mentioned too, practice it mindfully today. If you're not somewhere where you're by yourself, where you can say it out loud, just practice saying, I forgive and release in your head. And then this evening or this weekend, practice writing it down. Grab a pen and paper this evening and just say, you know what? I'm going to forgive so I can feel whatever it is that I need today. Because many of us today are seeking a day of relaxation. We're seeking a day of just being at home. We're seeking a day of connection. You know, it's more than just the holidays. We need a lot more, I think, today than a lot of other days. Just we're needing a moment to decompress.
Yeah, but it is something we can continue to practice. And as you said, not even through just the holiday season when we're all focused on, you know, kind of these feelings, but also into the next year as well. So let's just remind people, Nicole, how they can get in touch with you if they do need some more tools to help them practice things like this.
Yes, artofdailypractice.com. I do have a practice of gratitude little offering available. So if you like what's happening today and you have a little bit of time this evening or this weekend and you want to try doing some journaling with me, it's a $20 offering. There's videos, there's printables. It's all about forgiving and gratitude. And if you happen to be on Instagram, you can find me at Artist Nicole Ray. Say hello and reach out. I offer one-on-one sessions virtually as well as virtual team building events. So lots of good things if you are enjoying what you're hearing today.
Well, and like you said, you do always post on your Instagram when I see, you know, you come across on your walk like either a feather, which is a symbol for you, but also those little like a raindrop puddle that was in the shape of a heart, or, you know, a seashell that was in the shape of a heart. So it's always finding those little key moments, keeping your eyes open, keeping your mind open, and of course, keeping your heart open as well. So we do appreciate you walking us through this on a day like today. Artist Nicole Ray, thanks so much. And I hope everyone can do a little bit of practicing here through the holiday season.
Thanks, Christy.